are going to SCAD show to see something. We picked up our badges, and the Dunkin' was handing out gift cards and free refreshers. And we went to the C-store to get some food because I'm not a fan of the dining hall here. Not really a fan of the dining hall anywhere, to be honest.
I don't have a meal plan, so.
But she drove, so lunch was on me. Well, I wouldn't call this lunch, but snacky. I'm just hoping they let us into the theater with this stuff.
Yeah,
we're also,
I don't know. We're just kind of dicking around. We don't really have a plan.
we're very late to whatever is showing right now. I don't know what it is. I think it's called Shoga. It's on my badge.
Surface?
Oh, no, it is Surface.
Yeah.
They're showing something called Shogun later. Here's the red carpet. We gotta go through security. I'll put you away.
To my TED Talk. I'm Ted.
I'm talking. We just saw Surface, or the season 2 premiere
I
of
really thought it was
Surface.
the first episode. I thought that was like a pilot. It stood so well on its own.
It did. Like, it explained it well for not... I think there was one person in the audience that said that they'd seen the first season.
Because who has Apple TV Plus? Are you paying for that?
The episode was good.
It was really
and
good.
I liked the panel. It was interesting to hear from...
I felt bad the people leaving though.
Yeah.
These two women try to talk, and every time they answer questions, someone gets up and leaves.
And it's such a small theater compared
stinky in
to our
there.
theaters. It was like the size of our classrooms.
They need to air it out there.
We're gonna have to get in line for Stranger Things so early. They said that people were lining up an hour early for Agatha all along, and they don't even have like big people from that coming. This is what we're trying to get signed, and then you have a record.
Oh, it's sticky.
I'm gonna have to take this out of its case, and I haven't taken it out in a
Why?
long time because it's in a plastic case where it doesn't get squished. But for them to sign it, they have to sign the actual thing. I actually don't know if it's ever been out of its case. I think I might have bought it like this. I used to be a Funko Pop collector. I'm a recovered Funko Pop collector.
Nathan.
But I still have some of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. And then I kind of wanted to get I have Max with, you know, on Halloween. I think it's when they meet Max in the show. She has like the Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my favorite one. I don't know. I think we're gonna go to the fashion museum to kill some time.
Yeah, I just gotta eat my snacks first.
Yeah. I am concerned about dinner, but if one of us gets in line and then I order up, then one of us can go pick up, order up. And the other person can stay in line and we can eat in line.
What do they have here?
Probably chicken tenders because that's what it's the only thing they serve on order up anyway. Riley has a good point. We're not sure if these are historically accurate or interpretations because they're gorgeous.
Look at that. That's so cute.
It's Timothy Chalamet in his Wonka fit.
A penny for your faults, sir. Penny for your faults.
I love these. They do kind of look like the Lorax trees.
Joker baby.
At the showrunners panel, I think it's all women. I'm really excited. I think there's a Criminal Minds showrunner on this one. A ton of our friends are here, it's so weird seeing people from Savannah here. But I guess that's what happens when you're a film major. And Riley's doing her homework. It's so SCAD core to be doing your homework at an event on vacation. But it is what it is. Yeah, it is midterms week, so. We're waiting for the Duffer Brothers. What time is it?
6.
It starts at 8:30.
It's 5:50.
There's an event at 6:30, so we can't line up yet, but there's no one in line for the event at 6:30. We're all here for the Duffer Brothers. But
They're like, why are you here? Why
Yeah.
are you even asking that question?
I'm just scared the whole Stranger Things fandom's gonna show up.
Guess who's first in line? Guess who's first in line?
They gave us a mocktail. I don't know what's in it. And
Nuts.
it looks like they're gonna serve hot dogs. I don't know why.
Despise hot dogs.
Me too. I cannot. They just told us that there's a not lip sync,
Silent dance.
disco downstairs, and it's like we've been here for hours, and I was like, are you trying to recruit us to the Upside Down?
It's 7:30.
Trying to get us out of
And
line?
they're like, hey ladies, first in line. You want free stuff?
Downstairs. I was like,
No.
free stuff.
No.
We work for what we got.
You know what I want free? A signed thing by the Duffer Brothers and Caleb McLaughlin.
Running up that hill. We got front row.
awkward position because I think the Duffers are right there. So proximity-wise, we'll be close to them. Eye-line-wise, they probably won't look at us.
I don't know. Whoever's in that chair.
Mclaughlin.
Yeah, well, they'll see us when they're accepting the award because we're right in front of the award
like,
stand. Also, Timothy Chalamet has walked this stage.
And then I'll be like, Duffers, why didn't you cast me when I never auditioned? Like, why didn't you?
I'm right here. I'm available. Let me just hand you my card. I could just put it on the thing right now.
Yeah, just throw our resumes at them.
Yeah. No flowers for you. Write it on the petals. Anyway, this kid offered me a brownie out of his pocket earlier. He was like, I feel like I know you. Do you want a brownie from my pocket? I keep 4 on me at all times. And I was like, no, I'm okay. Thank you, though. And then he gave me his business card. So.
Well, world-class festivals like this need world-class entertainment. And when it comes to landmark television made right here in our backyard, one series has immersed us in sci-fi perfection since 2016, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And so, to present the presenter of this year's Variety Showrunner Award, Caleb McLaughlin. Everybody give a warm welcome to his sister, SCAD film and television sophomore, McLaughlin.
Stranger Things. I may be biased, but even without my brother, I'd say this is my favorite series of all time. Created by tonight's legendary honorees, the Duffer Brothers.
Yeah!
Stranger Things has broken viewership record after record on Netflix. And although no one wants to see this series go, as much anticipated 5th and final season is finally in sight. And so, to present this year's Variety Showrunner Award, please welcome from the all-star ensemble, my big brother, Caleb McLaughlin.
It's an absolute honor to be here tonight at the SCAD TV Film Festival to present the Variety Showrunner Award to the Duffer Brothers. 2 incredible individuals who have made a huge impact in my life and who have become like family to me. When I first stepped onto the set of Stranger Things, I was just a kid with a dream. Over the years, Matt and Ross have been more than just showrunners. They've been mentors, big brothers, and constant sources of inspiration. From them, I've learned the importance of storytelling that resonates with authenticity and heart. The valuable lesson I took in the time working with them is to never stop dreaming big and to never limit your imagination. Matt and Ross gave us what I call the Santa Claus effect. They made us all believe again. No matter the age or where you were from, they gave us the light we had as children on Christmas Day. Their minds have touched the world and taught us what it means to be a true friend and what it is to be there for your family. Growing up on the set of Stranger Things has been a transformative journey. It's not just about the incredible opportunities or the unforgettable moments on screen. It's about the friendships, the lessons, and the family we built along the way. The Duffer Brothers created a world where we could all grow, not just as actors, but as individuals. They fostered an environment where creativity thrived and we were encouraged to take risks and embrace our unique voices. So, as I progress in my career, I will carry with me the lessons of dedication, passion, and the importance of staying true to oneself, values that Matt and Ross have instilled in all of us. So, I want to say thank you, Matt and Ross, for believing in me, challenging me, and creating a world that has touched the hearts of so many people. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Here's to many more stories and adventures. Thank you.
Variety Showrunner Award honorees, the Duffer Brothers!
Thank you, SCAD. Thank you, President Paula Wallace. Thank you, Variety. This really means so much to us. I mean, we do occasionally go to like award shows, but we don't really win anything. We just sit there and eat the free food. So this means a lot. It's a big deal for us. You know, and I just wanted to also just thank Caleb real quick. Right, there he is. Thank you so much for being here, man. I still remember when we first met Caleb. We were in he came to LA. It was this like cramped, crappy little office, and we were holding auditions, and he was just this tiny little dude, and he was there with Gaten and Finn, and the scene was he was like warning them about this little girl that they found in the woods that had powers and how she could be potentially dangerous, and Caleb just blew the roof off that place. Jaws were on the floor. I remember Gaten looked like he was about to faint, and you were so incredible, and you're such an incredible actor, and it's really been so special to just watch you continue to grow, both as an artist and just a person over these years. So thank you, man. Thank you for being here.
Okay, I also have to say it's super special that actually we're getting this in Atlanta. You know, this is where we've been making a show for, it's been about 9 years now.
Wow.
And you know, we never knew we'd be here for 9 years. But the people and the crew and the actors, it's just been an amazing art. You know, there's just an amazing artistic community here, and so many of them have gone on to become key collaborators and friends. And the show simply would not be what it is. I mean, there would be no Stranger Things. I'll go that far without Atlanta. So thank you, Atlanta, the city. And also I have to say, like, it's so cool to be, I can't really see y'all, but I figure there are a lot of students out there, which is really, I see enough people to be able to tell there's some nerds, some eager nerds out there. And that takes me back, reminds me of us when we were younger. We went to film school. It was 20 years ago. That sounds really old. And we are kind of getting old, but it was 20 years ago. But even though it was that long ago, I do remember what it felt like. I remember how excited we were about what the future might hold, about all the stories and things that we wanted to do. But I also remember this like overwhelming fear and panic in terms of, oh, is anyone actually going to let us do this? Can you get paid to do stuff like this? How does that work? So, and you know, I mean, I think, you know, we were right to be scared. And, you know, we grew up in really far from Hollywood. We grew up in Durham, North Carolina. Oh, is there anyone from Durham here? Huh? Yeah? All right, well, anyway, so, but that's obviously good. Close enough. But you know, really far from Hollywood, obviously. In fact, we didn't have a single connection. I think the closest we ever got was we visited Wilmington Film Studios, and we got to see Dawson's bedroom from Dawson's Creek, which actually I think is still pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think they've seen Dawson's Creek.
They're too young. There's not enough reaction to Dawson's bedroom from Dawson's Creek. Kevin Williamson, what a great show. Anyways, we were excited, but we were scared, like Matt said, and we were, you know, we weren't wrong to be scared. We had. When we were starting out, so many doors were slammed in our faces. I think it was almost a decade of doors being slammed, and to the point where it felt almost impossible. You know, Stranger Things, when we went out with it, 12 studios passed on it before Netflix finally bought it. And I think, but at the end of the day, all you need is just someone to believe in you. And in our case, we had 4 people that believed in us and wanted to take a chance on us. Just 4 people. And ultimately, that's what it took to finally get that yes. And I guess for Matt and I, getting that yes finally after all those years, what really made it for us change things is we stopped worrying so much about what we think some random exec might want to read, or what was at the box office last week, or the Nielsen ratings, and we just wrote something that was deeply personal to us, because Stranger Things at its core really is about, it's about our friends, it's about our childhood, and it's about the stories that inspired us when we were growing up. So we weren't setting out to write a hit show, we were just writing something that we knew, that was personal to us, and that we loved.
And yeah, anyway, we hope some of that's relevant or helpful to you guys, for you guys to hear. I mean, again, like, I do feel like we got to acknowledge that things have changed so much. They've changed so much in the last year. 20 years ago, we were still getting Netflix DVDs in the mail. There was no streaming or anything. But I do think something has remained constant, or at least I like to believe it does, which is that audiences do want to see original stories that are told from, very personal, specific point of views, from a place of passion. And that's what Ross and I want to see. And that's what we believe in, and that's what we want to continue to do, and that's what we want to support other people and find other fresh voices and help elevate them and get their stories told. And I will say, getting this award is really meaningful to us and kind of inspires us to keep doing that and keep going that way. So thank you again so much. This means so much to us. Yeah, thank you.
We're focused on digital fact sequences right now. We started back in January, so it's going well. So we're actually at a schedule, which is rare for us. So that's great.
There's a scoop. I'll take a scoop where I can get it at a schedule. That's a good sign. So how you feeling so far as you're looking through, what was the number? It's like 650 hours of footage?
Yeah, that's on main unit, yeah, so I don't know what the full final count is, but we shot a lot of, it was a full year of filming, so it was quite a lot of footage, yeah.
But yeah, we have like amazing, we have an amazing team, a lot of whom we've been working with. Some of them since season 1, a lot of them since season 2, the same main editor. They're incredible, everybody's synced up, it's the same sound team. So we're pretty excited about it. We haven't seen all the episodes put together, we've seen a bunch of them. But we're just honing in on, like Ross said, visual fact stuff.
Yeah, I think last week at the Netflix event, you guys mentioned that it's 8 blockbuster films.
Right.
So.
Well, that sounded like a good soundbite. I don't know. It's like, I mean, some of them are. Yeah, I mean, we do tend to write quite long episodes.
But you have a lot of footage to put in there, so it sounds pretty epic. Is sort of what you're promising. No pressure, again.
Yeah, the challenge of the show, that's the thing, is like Ross and I do love blockbuster films, we love big special effects sequences, but at the end of the day, obviously it's about the character work. And then what I do love about television, even though we're film guys growing up, is I like that, especially, we're able to do these huge, cinematic special effects extravaganza sequences, but then we also have a lot of time to spend with the characters. So when they get into the situations that involve special effects, you deeply care about what's going to happen to them. So you don't tune out. I mean, so often you find yourself tuning out, or I do, in some of these sequences because you're just head over head, but hopefully, the goal is you're so invested in the story. And that's what I found good TV does really well.
Yeah, characters especially.
Yeah.
And these are characters that now we've watched grow up.
Right.
And that must blow your mind as much as it blows their minds that they grew up on set and they're adults now.
They are. Yes, they're. Yeah, no. Well, you kind of forget about it until you like look back at season 1, or you're gonna put in a flashback. You're like, oh my god. Yeah, they're tiny little guys. But yeah, I mean, they're. It's like family now. It's like we've grown up with them. So it's been that aspect of the show has been really special, and it's been. And I don't know if it's just because there's a bunch of them, but that they've all turned out so well as human beings. You always hear, the fear is we're going to screw up a child by making them famous or something like that, and that just has, like, I'm just so proud of how they've turned out as people, and like, the same, like Caleb, like, he's a great guy.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a very special bunch too, that they really just bonded over the years, and just seeing shots from the set, B-roll from the set, it's really just a loving environment.
Yeah, and then, everyone stayed in Atlanta and they would hang out, and they just, I think being able to go through this experience together since they were little helped keep everyone grounded, and I think, like Matt said, they've all turned
Like they were just in Europe, they were gallivanting in Europe doing I don't know what, but I don't know what they were doing, having fun.
Yeah, as kids do.
Yeah.
So you gave a little bit of sort of your backstory to this crowd. I'm sure they would love to hear a little bit more about just the two of you as brothers and what that give and take is like on set. What's sort of, how often do you have arguments on set? Is there one of you who loves Eggo waffles and one who just hates them? One of you loves Kate Bush? What is sort of the dynamic between the two of you?
I think we agreed on the Eggos and Kate Bush, but we obviously do disagree on occasion, but we try to make sure those disagreements usually happen prior to set, behind closed doors, and so generally by the time we arrive on a specific day, we've talked through what we want to get out of any given scene, and we're on the same page.
I mean, yeah, the reality is even though we have a very generous schedule for television, it's like you gotta, you're moving faster than you wanna move. So it's kind of got this go mentality once you hit the ground running. So yeah, we try to see it all in our heads and get on the same page before we get there. But I will say for the most part, we agree 99% of the time.
Well, as you start to wrap things up, I mean, are you getting to that stage where you're sort of starting to get nostalgic, look back at just this phenomenon? Do you ever look at each other and say, what just happened? These 9 years, what just happened? What's sort of the process that you now go through when you think about this experience as you're about to finish it?
For both of us, I think it hit mostly that last week of filming and specifically the last day of filming when we started to wrap. Our main cast. I think that's when we all started reflecting, us and cast, because I think prior to that, everyone is just so invested in the work, and it's so much work, and it was so daunting because it was a full year of filming, and you're really in it moment to moment. But that last week, and particularly for us that last day, you start to reflect on everything and the journey that we've all been on, and it hit us all pretty hard, I think. So, but again, now we're back in it on editing, and it'll hit us again when the show is finally released.
Yeah, I heard a couple of ahs in there. I know it's too soon to talk about when the show might come out. Is there any thoughts on how last time it was dropped in a couple of different buckets? Will we maybe see that again? Will it be sort of one binge?
I mean, we will see. We will see. I will say it is coming this year, which is we're That's still a long way. I don't know why people are applauding. It's still like you made it in 3 years. But yeah, thank you.
I heard a man on stage just say that you're ahead of schedule editing, so who knows?
We are. Yeah, you never know. There are so many visual effects shots. It's insane though, so it's going to take a while.
Well, one thing that you guys have also mentioned is that this isn't the end of Stranger Things. This is a franchise that already is doing huge in the West End, and the theatrical show is about to come to Broadway in March, so maybe some of you will go up to New York in March. But talk about that and sort of your excitement on the future of Stranger Things and how it will live on.
Well, I think for us, the first shadow was sort of our first attempt at moving.
This is the Broadway play.
Yeah, the Broadway play. It's called Stranger Things: The First Shadow, and I think it was sort of a proof of concept for us initially, because again, this was not something necessarily generated by Matt and I. And Stephen Daldry who came to us with this idea to make a play, and Stephen is a genius, and he had such a passion for it. And then we were able to work with, initially Jack Thorne, and then Kate Treefry, who has been on the show as a writer since season 2 and is a good friend. And we were writing season 4 at the time, and we were able to crack the story. But I think what was exciting about it was to see someone like Stephen and Kate take this world, sort of that we had built, but do their own thing with it. And so we were involved, but not in a day-to-day. And so to come show up in London and see them put together this amazing performance with these incredible actors, it blew us away. And it got us excited about there's a way to continue to expand in telling stories within Stranger Things beyond this, the core story that we're telling.
But I think it was a key example in the sense that it also was like completely not manufactured. We weren't looking to expand it. It was Stephen coming to Netflix. He didn't know us with this idea. So then it feels very pure. It's not coming from sort of crass or commercial plays. So that's kind of the goal. Like if something like that comes along again, then we do it. But we don't go, sit in a room and go, okay, how do we come up with some other Stranger Things-y thing? You know what I mean? And so that's what's very important. And kind of like our litmus test is like, are we excited enough about this that we would actually want to do this and like want to devote an insane amount of time to? And if it doesn't pass that, then forget it.
Do you see a future in maybe additional series, a film, games?
Who knows? These are good questions. I don't know. We're taking it one step at a time, I guess. What would you say, Ross?
Yeah, I think we have ideas, and so, but again, we're going to start to sort of solidify that in the coming year, really, while we're editing. Now that we have some downtime, we're just so underwater with the filming of it all, and like Matt said, we don't want to rush anything. We don't want to just do something just to do it or for commercial reasons. We want it to have a real reason to exist and something that we're all excited about.
And I think it's okay. But it's like this story, these character stories, that's done. So that whole story is coming to an end. Has come to an end. They're not like a Steve Dustin spinoff or something
Well,
like that.
I was gonna say,
I
I assume they live, and
I don't know, but that's the goal.
I'm very subtle.
But you do. I don't know. What's that mean?
But the hope is like you finish telling this story, and then you leave it, and then you tell new stories, and hopefully there are new characters that people can fall in love with.
Yeah, I know Netflix is big on games. Is that maybe something that you're looking at too? Is there a possibility of a big push into game with this?
I mean, I love games. That sounds like a good idea. I'm open to that if they want to do that, for sure. There is a board game. Ross and I love board games. That we no one's excited about board games. I promise you it's fun. And I got them to make a pinball machine. So we can make things happen.
That is
The
cool.
pinball machine. And they made it contractual.
Netflix was so excited when we said let's make a board game. They were so.
They have made so much money off the board game and pinball machine, you wouldn't believe it. This is why they don't come to us for ideas.
I mean, the merch has been pretty incredible. When you go to Target, you see a lot of Stranger Things things.
Right.
Do you guys even sort of go in and like, oh wow, I forgot that we said yes to that one.
I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with the styles these days. So sometimes they'll show us stuff. They're like, this is it. This is new. I said, okay. So no, I mean, we're not involved. I mean, there's certain things like I figured they'd probably do the Hellfire Club thing, or whatever. We have a couple of things like that this year. They're just integral. They're just a part of the show. That I'm like, I figured they'll sell those. But other than that, we let people who know what they're doing in that area do it. I don't get involved in that too much.
Well, that's how the show will live on as well.
I like the Funkos. Cool.
Yeah!
Right
here.
Yeah,
We like the toys.
those are very cool. Well, as we look toward the end of Stranger Things for the Duffer Brothers, obviously you've got a number of projects that are in the works at Netflix, so your relationship with them continues. You want to talk a little bit about a couple of things that people should be looking forward to? Some of the shows that you've talked about?
Yeah, I mean, again, and this is sort of what we were talking about earlier, which is that there's one reason we wanted to start a company is to help people, because Sean Levy really lifted us up, and by supporting us and believing in us, he got Netflix to believe in us, and I think we want to be able to sort of return the favor and go, are there younger showrunners that haven't done this before? Can we give them a chance to tell stories? And so we're always on the lookout for that. So we've got one called The Burrows, that is, I think Matt said that's on Netflix. It's definitely within the DNA. It has a lot of DNA of Stranger Things, except it's set in a retirement community. And the cast is just incredible. It's like Alfred Molina and Alfred Woodard and Bill Pullman. And just
and that came about I just saw, I don't think enough people watched the Dark Crystal show on Netflix. Oh, you did? Oh, thank God. It's because it's 10 hours of puppets. That's why no one does it. It's literally 10 hours of puppets. But I loved it. And then I went to the puppet guys, and I was like, do you have any other ideas? And they had this old person idea. And I was like, that sounds great. And that's how it happened really fast.
I love that you kind of described it as it's almost like Stranger Things, but instead of bikes, they're in golf carts.
That's correct.
So,
Yeah, that's correct.
but we love a Misfits in a retirement home. So.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, and it hasn't really been done with the sci-fi setting. I mean, obviously we love Cocoon, but it's been a while.
Cocoon's hard to get access to. Did you know that though? It's like this guy up in, there's some rights issues. Anyway, I don't know. Good luck finding Cocoon.
I bought the DVD. It was like $50.
Yeah, it's $50.
Yeah.
It is really hard.
Like a multi-region. It's, I don't know.
Well, if Ron Howard reads this, please solve this. I'm sure he's trying to. It's very frustrating how difficult it is.
One of you in this room tonight will crack the code and we will find Cocoon on streaming.
Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen Cocoon, it's great. But it's supernatural with old people.
And the other show is about the lead up to a wedding.
Yeah.
The lead up to a wedding. And
That's very vague sounding, but it's called Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen.
Nice.
Yes, and it's just tonal. Like we read this writer. We read one of her scripts before we had met her, and then she gave this script to Hillary Levitt, who runs her company, and she immediately shared it with us. And it's just, I mean, she was 28 at the time, but you could just immediately tell that this person is special. They have a voice that's really special, and they just have a vision, and we just wanted to help get that realized. I mean, it's a funny, dark, scary show. It's shooting right now in Toronto with Camille Marone and Adam DeMarco, and the dailies are incredible. We're really excited on it.
But I would say it's something I didn't say like to the students. So like I think the best way to get in is kind of how Haley got in or how we got in. It's just like, but like Haley's script, it didn't matter. She was 28 years old. It was just an undeniable script. And then she just is like, I want to showrun it. We're like, okay. And then people will believe in you, and they believed in Haley. And then now did she just turn her, or is she still 29? She's very young. But she's very, very confident. It's the best thing. You know, we didn't want to write, but we ended up writing because no one's going to let us direct otherwise. So I always think, learn how to write, and then write something good, and then don't let anyone do it unless they let you stay involved.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's good advice.
Yeah.
And honestly, part of it is also you had a vision. It's you had an idea and you were passionate about it, and it was personal. You told a story that really was from the heart.
They still weren't excited about our involvement in it, though. Like, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, this is awesome, can we have it? And then so you have to say no, which is scary because you don't, like at that time, we didn't have any money, really. We were really low. Like the gas tank was almost empty.
And
So, yeah.
that that journey of going from who the hell are these two brothers who want to direct their own show to now it's all about the currency is if the Duffer Brothers are attached to something, oh, the Duffer Brothers, okay, let's read this, let's pick this up. That's also got to be a little bit of a whiplash for the two of you.
I mean, like Ross said, the only, the cool part of it is just to use that to help get people like Haley, get people like Jeff and Will's show off the ground, and just be like, I want, and the litmus test is sort of like what I'm saying. The stranger is like, I want to see this. I want more shows like this, or I want more movies like this. I want to see that because we're at the end of the day, we're just, we're fans. We love watching TV and we love watching film. So that's, that's trying to use that, the fact that our name means anything to help get some of this stuff off the ground.
Well, I know you guys get asked this all the time because you are such fans of film and pop culture, but is there any particular franchise that you would just love to get your hands on? In the comic book vein or the Star Wars vein, or is it maybe something that's even a little more obscure that you're passionate about, that if you could get your hands on it, it would be amazing?
I think it's kind of distressing to our agents, but no, not really. And I would say I don't want to say some of this stuff, but I was like, no, but I think mostly because it's like, okay, if we have any chips that we can cash in from Stranger Things, we should be doing something original. Like, I think that's what we should be trying to do. And then if it's a total dud, you'll see us retreating to an IP. But it's, because we did so much of the stuff that there were certain things, like books or whatever, like I always wanted to do it. Because even though it had been a mini series, I wanted to do that as a movie, and then now they've made it into a movie. There was some, obviously, and there was a couple of other things that ended up getting made. But you know, I don't know. There's not that much.
But I think that taught us something. Well, first of all, they did Andy Wish a great job with it, but also excited us to be like, well, we're inspired by that, and we're inspired by Stephen King, but you know, can we take these loves? Can we, and then take, like in this case, our childhood and our friends, and do something completely unique and original? And I think that that ended up, even though that wasn't the original goal or the plan, ended up being so exciting to us that we kind of want to follow that blueprint.
I mean, it's not like you're not, I mean, you're still playing in these sandboxes. So you're still playing with tropes and genre, but you're not, you know, you have a little bit more freedom.
Yeah. All the homages over the seasons. Was there any homage to 80s pop culture that you hadn't gotten to, that maybe you're excited that we may see this season?
I don't know anymore. And honestly, like, I guess like how would you say it? I mean, we try not to do it too much. Or I guess that we were failing at that. But we don't want, I guess you wanted to evoke, I guess the goal with the show was always to sort of evoke the storytelling of that era. It wasn't ever to cut, because to me, the homage stuff or you know, anything meta or ironic kind of takes me out of stuff sometimes. I mean, I like it in specific movies, you know? Like Deadpool, it's amazing, whatever, great, it works great. But I guess I think I saw like, I don't know James Mangold at all, I don't know him. But yeah, he was talking about how he wants more earnestness and sincerity back in film, and that's kind of what is interesting to us. Like, you know, you don't have to wink every time you say something sincere.
Right.
You can just be sincere.
Yeah, and you can, I mean, sincerely be passionate about things. And I think
Yeah.
that's what, you know,
And not be
this show,
ashamed about it,
and these
you know?
characters are really passionate about all of this.
Yeah. So I don't know. So that's why I was like, hopefully, you know, we don't do it too much. And I feel like occasionally we've probably slipped and did it too much when you found out, oh, people loved that about the show. But it was never very intentional, to be honest.
Well, it worked on many levels for those of us who grew up in the 80s and just, you know, were passionate about it. And my kids who, you know, discovered all these things through Stranger Things.
That's amazing.
It's incredible to see. So maybe one day we'll get Strangest Things.
Stranger
things.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we got to get you back to work. You've got a show to edit. So we're very excited about season 5 and the end of this tale. Congratulations, guys. I mean, what a journey, and we can't wait to see what comes next out of the Upside Down.
Thank you.
Matt, can we get an autograph? Oh, that's so nice.
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm Robin.
What are you guys doing here?
I'm shaking so bad.
Younger me?
That
was for her.
I'm losing it. Like, I've been holding back tears the entire time because I was sorry. My bad. I was gonna cry because when they brought the award out and Caleb was speaking, it was just such a like, oh my God. Can we go sit in those little egg chairs for a second? It's so loud, I can't. Excuse me. That was so overwhelming. We were in there from 5, we were in line from 5 p.m. to 8:30, and I'd say around like 7, they started doing all this like special effects stuff, which was so fun and so cool. And oh my God, they had the photographers, and every single time the photographer would go by, they would have everyone like scream and put their hands up to like look cute for marketing. But it was so loud, and then they started fogging the place, and then they had red and blue lights everywhere. There were demogorgons scaring people.
I need to like do a cartwheel or something.
No,
I feel so like amped.
I need to lay on the floor and cry for a minute. But I'm gonna go call my best friend because I have to tell her this. We did it!
I literally went up to Duffer Brothers and I said, "You're the reason I'm here today." I was like, I watched Stranger Things as a kid, and it made me realize that kids my age could do what I dreamt of doing. So I toured the set in Atlanta, asked if there were any colleges, and now I'm a film major. And they were like, "You got it, kid." Literally, 12-year-old me. That was for 12-year-old me. I did that for her, okay?
Oh
it's
my
been a year for
gosh.
younger me because, like, I feel like 12-year-old me would have loved that. Or, like, 13-year-old me was obsessed with Switch at Birth. And what was the other moment? Oh, 8-year-old me, I did sign language for her the other day with a stranger. Like, I am living for little me.
Yeah, going to a school where the head of your department was on a show that you watched and learned sign language from is crazy.
She'd be so
And then also, one of my writing professors here wrote Dragon Tales, which was my
Yes,
favorite
go
show when I was
Libby!
5. When I was like 4 or 5, I had a Dragon Tales themed birthday, so it's just so crazy to go here. Like, not to sound like an ad, but I go to the coolest school in the world. We were like the only people that got signatures. We ran up, and I'm actually so glad we didn't move seats because we only got those signatures because we moved, because they put us in the set.
Everything happens for a reason.
And also, so there were reserve seats dead center.
So frustrating.
And they put people who were like late. They put the people who were late in the reserve seatings, not because I guess whoever it was reserved for didn't show up. And I kept asking the seating people if they could move us, the executives. I was like, we've been here since 5.
Can't touch me.
So worth it.
I need to do like a cartwheel or something.
Do it.
I just feel like I don't know how to do a cartwheel though.
Don't break your
But I
neck.
just need to like something. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like
Ooh, do they have trampolines? I don't think we have trampolines.
if I could go Me when I meet the Duffer Brothers.
The gym might still be open.
We're getting the pool.
I think the pool's closed for the winter. It snowed last week.
I just can't believe it. And it's because I prepped my speech all the time. I was like, Matt Ross, excuse me, can I get an autograph? Can I get an autograph?
Oh my gosh.